Movie Park Germany is home to an impressive collection of rides, including 8 roller coasters, spectacular shows, incredible water rides and a decent collection of flat rides to boot. So there's a lot to get done in one day. We made our first ever visit to the park during the 2024 Easter holidays, so we decided to splash out and pay the extra for the skip the line service Speedy Pass, and we went all in on the top level Platinum Speedy Pass, completely balling it. Coming up in this video, we're going to go over how Speedy Pass works, how our experience was on the day, and go into the science of how much time did we save by skipping the lines. Did we manage to absolutely rinse it, and was it worth the cost? Hey, this is Stu for Out and Back Travel. I make videos like this one to help plan your own theme park adventures. If you do find this video helpful in any way, please smash that like button, as that really helps me out on YouTube, thank you. We visited Movie Park Germany as part of a long weekend to the Cologne area. So why did we go for Speedy Pass then? Well, firstly, we anticipated it would be a busy day for the park. It was a Saturday in the Easter holidays. Also, the weather was unseasonably warm with temperatures plus 30 degrees, which is quite unusual for April. All those factors there to get the crowds flooding to visit the local theme park. And this being our first time visiting, we wanted to ensure we could get the most out of the experience. There's a lot of rides to get on and we didn't want to miss anything, especially for some of the people in our group that count roller coasters. There was some serious cred anxiety on making sure they got on all 8 of the roller coasters. There's an SLC, a Wild Mouse and 2 kids coasters that pad up the collection, which I'm not entirely enthralled to wait a long time for. And also Van Helsing's factory is one of the park's signature attractions, only seats 4 people at a time, so we anticipated the queue would be quite long for that one. Also, we did have a discount on the ticket price, so therefore could justify spending a little more on an add-on like Speedy Pass to have an improved experience overall. As we are members of the ECC or the European Coaster Club, we were able to get admission for just over €32. If you're not a member of the ECC, I do recommend it. I've been a member for over 20 years. You get 6 issues of the great magazine First Drop, incredible trips, and also these fantastic offers which can be really helpful to get discounts when you're planning a roller coaster trip. So how does Speedy Pass work then? Speedy Pass is a paid service that offers you shorter waiting times, purchased through the Movie Park website. You create an online account and use your own smartphone in the park to access the service. Speedy Pass allows you to reserve 1 attraction at a time. You book a place in a virtual queue. The length of time you wait in the virtual queue depends upon the actual level of service you book. So in theory, while you're waiting in the virtual queue, you can experience other rides and attractions, go get a drink or a bite to eat, or just take it easy. The website counts down until your reservation is ready, and then when your time comes around, it generates a QR code that will scan at a turnstile and let you access the Speedy Pass entrance. Alternatively, if you're going through the ride exit, a staff member will use a mobile phone to scan your QR code and let you onto the ride. Once you've checked in for your reservation, you can then book your next attraction, so the system only allows you to have 1 reservation at a time. Pretty much all the attractions at Movie Park Germany are included on the Speedy Pass. There's too many to read out here, so I'm going to leave a list on the screen now and I'll pop the information in the description below. Essentially, it didn't include things like the 3D cinema or the stunt show, although for the latter you could reserve a seat for the performance at an additional charge, which we opted not to do. You can book the Speedy Pass for up to groups of 10 people. We actually had 7 in our party. Everyone in your group has to use the same Speedy Pass login, so you couldn't split off and say some of the group go on this attraction while the others do another attraction. You can only have 1 reservation at a time. However, you can reduce the number of people in the reservation. For example, if not everyone wants to do the water ride, you could just reserve it for the people that wanted to go on that particular ride. As you'll be using your phone all day, I'd recommend having a good power bank to keep your phone's battery juiced up. And if you are visiting Europe from the UK, make sure you've got roaming with your phone service. Although there was Wi-Fi in the park, we found using the 5G was a lot kind of speedier for getting a response from the website. There are 5 different levels of Speedy Pass. There's the one shot, where you buy a Speedy Pass for one attraction for one-time access. So pretty straightforward. I guess that's good if you want to save a bit of cash but only want to skip the line on 1 or 2 attractions. But any more than 2 or 3, you really should probably consider the first level, which is Bronze, which is the included attractions one time. You have to wait the actual length of the queue time virtually. So if the queue is an hour, you'll wait the hour virtually, leaving you free in the park to experience other attractions. And that's how you gain your time back using Bronze Speedy Pass. Silver reduces the queue time by 50% and it's still once per attraction. So for example, if the actual queue time is 60 minutes, you'll only wait 30 minutes virtually until you can enter the Speedy Pass entrance. Gold reduces your wait time by 95% and is once per attraction. So for example, if the queue time is 60 minutes, you'll only have to wait 3 minutes virtually before you can enter through the Speedy Pass entrance. Platinum also reduces the queue time by 95%, the same as the gold level, but has the added benefit of unlimited times per attraction. So it may be worth paying the extra for Platinum, as it gives you the flexibility of doing your favourite rides more than once. If you book in advance, the Speedy Pass is often a lot cheaper than buying on the day. Due to a pre-season offer, the Platinum Speedy Pass was the same price as Gold, so naturally we opted for Platinum, and that worked out at €39.90 or around £34 per person. So added together with the ticket price, we paid just under £65 for a day at Movie Park, which, to have the pressure of the queues taken away and be able to experience all the park has to offer, especially as our first time, I think it's really good value. So how many rides did we get on using Speedy Pass Platinum? How was our experience of using the Speedy Pass? And how much time did we actually save? Let's do some science, let's find out how it went. So our visit was on Saturday the 6th of April, a very hot sunny day in the Easter holidays. The park was open from 10 AM until 6 PM and we stayed all day from open until close. First up then, Van Helsing's factory has a 30-minute wait and we actually just walked on. The Speedy Pass entrance is around the side of the building across from the top spin. After entering through the turnstile, you have to merge yourself into the regular queue just before the station platform, which did cause a little friction, understandably, with the guests who'd been waiting patiently in the regular line. And if you had a bag, you had to push backwards through the queue to get to the bag drop, which was a bit of a faff. So that's 30 minutes saved so far, so not a bad start. Ride number 2 was Star Trek with an advertised queue time of 20 minutes and we walked straight on. The Speedy Pass entrance was actually closed, so we were rerouted to the ride exit and put on the next train with the ability to choose our own ride before the air gates were opened. So sorry not sorry to the people in the front row queue. Which would you have picked if you had a free choice, front or back of the train? So we're up to 2 rides and we've saved 50 minutes of time using the Speedy Pass so far, so we're not doing too bad at all. Ride 3 is Iron Claw. Let's get the SLC out of the way before it has a chance to warm up and box our ears in. We skipped an actual wait of 10 minutes, again with the Speedy Pass entrance dropping us straight into the air gates for the next train. While we have the paracetamol out, let's get on Bandit for ride number 4, the park's wooden coaster with a reputation for being a bit shaky. Even the sign says it's a bumpy ride, but actually it wasn't too bad and was quite fun. The advertised queue time was 20 minutes and we actually waited 5 minutes. The Speedy Pass dumped us into the station where the air gates were about 3 trains deep, so saving 15 minutes versus the advertised wait of 20 minutes. So far that's 4 rides down, 5 minutes actually queued and 1 hour 15 minutes of queue time saved. Ride number 5 was Highfall, the park's stand-up drop tower, which had an advertised 10-minute wait. We were able to enter through the exit, so we got straight on. So not bad going at all. So far then we're up to 5 rides, we've waited 5 minutes in the queue and we've saved 1 hour of 25 minutes of theoretical queue time. Obviously for this experiment we're having to take the advertised queue time as fact. We know your mileage can vary with wait times and parks often overestimate them, but what doesn't help is when nobbers like myself are coming in through the Speedy Pass and pushing in at the front of the queue. To be fair, Movie Park says they limit the sales of Speedy Pass, and we didn't really encounter many other groups using the Speedy Pass, so we didn't really have to wait in a Speedy Pass queue, which was good to see. Technically next we did Time Riders. This is an old school simulator ride that shakes you about in a box. It's so bad it actually makes the ride likeable in a charming way. This didn't have a queue, so we entered through the main queue, so I'll count this as a bonus ride at the end, but I'll leave it out of our Speedy Pass attraction count for now, for the science. So after some lunch we went for Speedy Pass ride number 6, Area 51, the fantastic dark ride and shoots ride combination. You get absolutely soaked on this. Do wear a poncho, it's up there with Valhalla in terms of wetness. Advertised at a 10-minute wait, again we were loaded into the next available boat, so that's 10 minutes of queue saved, bring the total up to 1 hour and 35 minutes of queue time saved. Ride 7, as we have the ponchos out, we decided to go on the Excalibur Rapids ride. This was advertised at a 45-minute queue, which would turn out to be the longest queue of the day we skipped. We waited an actual queue time of 5 minutes as it merges into the regular queue just before the load platform. So not a bad queue time at all. So far then we've actually waited 10 minutes on 7 rides and we're up to saving a total time of 2 hours 15 minutes using the Speedy Pass. Ride 8 was Movie Studio Tour, a fantastic family coaster with an advertised 30-minute wait. We were batched straight into the pre-show, so saved half an hour, bringing our total up to 2 hours and 45 minutes of time saved. Ride 9 was Ghost Chasers, the standard wild mouse, skipping an advertised wait of 30 minutes as the Speedy Pass entrance dropped us onto the loading platform and we were loaded into the next available car, bringing our total time saved up to 3 hours and 15 minutes. Ride 10 then was Jimmy Neutron's Atomic Flyer, a suspended kids coaster which was very smooth, advertised at a 20-minute wait. Again, the Speedy Pass entrance dropped us into the air gates, so massive karma debt here for pushing in front of all the excited kids waiting to get on the ride. So far then we're up to 10 rides down and we've saved 3 hours and 35 minutes. While we're doing the kids shame tour, the Backyardigans is the junior coaster. The Speedy Pass takes you kind of up the exit of the ride onto the back row, so we save 30 minutes in the regular queue. So that's 11 rides down, 10 minutes of actual queuing, saving a total time of 4 hours and 5 minutes so far. Next up then, it's time for some re-rides. So ride 12 and 13 was on Van Helsing's Factory, skipping an advertised wait of 30 minutes each time. This time there was a staff member at the merge point, however they didn't hold the queue back, so we still had the skirmish with the regular queue of getting a place onto the loading platform. Nevertheless, it was only about 2 cars of waiting, so pretty much a walk on, and that's why we decided to have that second go. Ride 14 was Star Trek, who had now opened the Speedy Pass entrance, so you emerged into the queue after the first room. So an advertised 20-minute wait. However, we then waited in a 15-minute queue with the regular line, so it only saved about 5 minutes, but we did get to see the flight deck, whatever it's called. I'm not a Star Trek person, sorry to everyone I'm offending with my lack of knowledge. So that's now 14 rides completed, 25 minutes actually queued, thank you Star Trek, and 5 hours of 10 minutes of time saved using the Speedy Pass. After a lovely parade break, which was nice to see. I'm in love with the park's mascot, by the way, they look fab. And I love that there's seasonal versions of them too. Our group decided we'd like to go on Star Trek again. This was advertised at 20-minute wait, however this time they were actually holding the main queue in that first room before the merge point, so we only waited 5 minutes to get on the platform after walking through the flight deck rooms. So that brings our total up to 15 rides completed, 30 minutes of actual queuing, and 5 hours and 25 minutes saved using Speedy Pass. At this point, maybe due to the heat, maybe due to the delirium, we decided that Bandit could be a good idea for a re-ride. Maybe our spines weren't in enough pain. It only has a 15-minute wait, and the Speedy Pass entrance took us to the air gates, which were again about 3 to 4 trains deep, so we waited about 5 minutes. We did see the queue time go up to 45 minutes. So again, I think we're just lucky in the way we were going around the park. But just to summarise how we're getting on, we've done 16 rides using the Speedy Pass, 35 minutes spent actually queuing, and that's 5 hours and 35 minutes of theoretical time saved using the Speedy Pass. Time for another bonus ride, so I won't count this in the official count at the moment. This time on the lesser spotted Huss Frisbee ride, the Sidekick, which had no queue, so we didn't use the Speedy Pass. Back into the experiment, ride number 17 was NYC Transformer. It only had a 5-minute queue, but the Speedy Pass entrance got us in the next cycle, so of course we're taking that. We spent the cash, let's do it. Sorry to the people in the queue. This one did a really long cycle, by the way. As we were nearing the end of the day, we went for back-to-back rides on Van Helsing's factory, saving 30 minutes of queue time each time. This is definitely my favourite ride in the park, it's so fun. And then we managed to squeeze in one last ride on Movie Studio Tour, this time saving 25 minutes of advertised waiting time. Bringing our overall total for our 8-hour day of 20 rides using Speedy Pass Platinum, 2 bonus rides not using the Speedy Pass, 35 minutes spent in actual queuing time, 7 hours and 5 minutes of queuing time saved using the Speedy Pass, which is almost an extra operating day of time saved when you think about it. We also got the bonus rides on Time Riders and Sidekick, which didn't need a Speedy Pass, and we got to see the parade. So all in all, I think a fantastic day. The Speedy Pass Platinum was €39.90 per person, and getting us on 22 attractions in total, that works out a little over €1.81 per ride. That's not bad at all, is it? The only attraction we didn't get to go on was the Disco Coaster. These are fairly common at theme parks across the world, so we prioritised reriding the unique attractions in the park, but we could have easily gone on it if we made the effort. Skipping 55 minutes of queuing for the water rides definitely helped. Perhaps I wouldn't have queued for them if I didn't have the Speedy Pass. And they turned out to be really fun adventure rides with great theming, so we would have missed out. So really grateful to have had the Speedy Pass and been able to get on Excalibur without a long wait. Also, being able to ride Van Helsing's factory 5 times saved us 2 hours and 30 minutes of actual queuing and helped us to really grow a love for this incredible roller coaster. It's so unique, it's fantastic. I wish more parks did attractions like this. As this was our first visit to Movie Park Germany, and we don't go there often, I think Speedy Pass was a nice treat to make our visit extra special. Of course, the queue times were quite reasonable. The coasters were around 30 to 45 minutes, and the longest wait of the day that we actually skipped was 45 minutes for the rapids, which is not too bad for an average theme park trip. So without the Speedy Pass, I'm sure we'd been able to get on most of the attractions at least once. But of course, the Speedy Pass allowed us to get on a lot more rides than we would have otherwise done, and really experience our favourite rides multiple times. So I think it was really worth it. But what do you think about Speedy Pass at Movie Park Germany? Would you consider purchasing it on your next visit, and what level would you go for? Bronze, silver, gold or platinum? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, stay safe on the way out and back.